guy Rasmus Højlund. Come on, United. Rasmus. Come on. What's going on, guys? John here checking in for the United View. The match report of the game. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. The game held at Old Trafford has ended 3-2 to Manchester United. The comeback of comebacks. Come on, United. Oh, my days. Is it just me, or can't we just not watch a damn match without this emotional roller coaster? Honestly, if it wasn't for the roller coaster today, I probably would have just full on burst into tears when my guy Rasmus scored. Watching him celebrate, like, it meant the world. It really did. And for somebody like myself who's been backing Højlund, who's been backing Rasmus for the longest time, to see him, that emotional, that, like, the way it just completely exploded out of his chest, I couldn't be any more happier for Rasmus Højlund. I couldn't be any more happier for Manchester United today. We're going to get stuck into it. Let's talk about the match, because prior to the goals from Garnacho and prior to the goal from Rasmus Højlund, Manchester United, we looked yet again as if we were going to be put on this emotional roller coaster. I really just didn't understand why Manchester United just could not focus. The lapse in concentration for the first two goals was shocking. My comment section was blowing up on whose fault that first goal was. From a set piece, Bruno Fernandes conceding, giving away that foul there. I just felt like it might have been a little bit unfair. Some might say it was a 50-50, but for that high boot and for Bruno Fernandes, for us to concede in that moment, everybody was at fault. Everybody was at blame, because collectively, this is a team performance. And some might say that it was Andre Onana who looked a little bit shell-shocked, a deer in headlights almost, just standing there watching that ball. You have to understand, for John McGinn's cross to come in that fashion, where it almost looked like it was going to either hit every single Manchester United and Aston Villa player or hit nobody at all. It hit like that 0.1% of no man's land, where it confuses any goalkeeper. I was frustrated at Andre. I was frustrated at everybody. But at the end of the day, it's very, very unfortunate to concede. My problem was more so with the second goal. If we already conceded in a set piece, irrespective of what the situation was, unfortunate or not, we have to sharpen up. And we completely looked shell-shocked in that second goal. The way Aston Villa completely tore us up in that box, and to finish like that, the dunker finishing like that. I was done. I was so frustrated. And I was even more frustrated because in the past few matches, even though we've lost, we looked better. As bizarre as that sounds, we looked better in terms of chance creation. We looked better in terms of weaving our passages of a play, our transition through the thirds, the initial phase of play. Every single element looked better. But for us to concede those two type of goals, it was like, oh my God. And honestly, offside after 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 offside, I swear, I was feeling so bad for Erik ten Hag. Because you can clearly see that this team, there were elements that just weren't good enough. The goals might have been great, and yes, I want to celebrate and talk about all the good things, but there were still elements of this Man United side that did not look good in that first half in particular. I felt so bad for Erik ten Hag, just watching on the sidelines, trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do to try and get a result. There were moments in that first half. Please forgive me, because I'm not trying to make anybody sound bad, because I thought most, if not all, of Manchester United played so well today. But there were moments, especially from the likes of Garnacho, there were moments even from Bruno or from Diogo Dalot or even Marcus. There were that one moment, that one thing that just really drove you crazy, which was make the simple play, make the simple pass. And it just, that, honestly, if the game ended 2-0, I would have been absolutely furious at Manchester United's inability to finish chances or to create simple chances. Honestly, we make the game so much harder for ourselves, for real, and we need to do better in that sense. But let's put the negatives aside. Let's talk about the positives, because Manchester United, if there's one thing that this performance showed, and the result of this performance fully solidified, is that these players, they are playing for the manager. So many comments over the past few weeks and the past months have said everything about how the players have given up on the manager. There's discourse in the dressing room, this, that, all of the negativity. If this performance showed anything, it showed all of us Manchester United fans and opposition fans alike who are ready to troll Manchester United on the instant. It showed that the players rather, sorry, are playing for the manager. You can clearly tell. And the young players who Erik ten Hag has faith in, from the likes of Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, they are all playing for this club and the manager, and especially the younger players are showing some of the other players what it means to play for the badge and what it means to play for Manchester United. Let's talk about Alejandro Garnacho's first goal. That first goal that he scored, honestly, let's talk about both of the goals. He was creating chances, he was creating attempts, but the offsides were killing me. But for Garnacho to continuously stay in the fight, he looked a lot more intelligent with his ball movement, with his decision making. There was a moment where there were two players closing in touch tight, and rather than Alejandro Garnacho, he was like sort of hugged behind the byline, and two Villa players were closing in on him. And there was that moment that really told me, okay, Garnacho is improving. It was because normally Alejandro Garnacho would just try and meg the Villa player, or try and just keep it as close to the byline and just try and dribble forward with this idea of, I'm going to beat him with pace. But what Garnacho did there was, prior to those players closing in, he looked for space and he just took the touch. Although it might have been reductive in terms of the direction, he took the touch into space and then he cut the pass out. It's simple, intelligent ball movement. It's these little things that make a world of difference, and Garnacho showed that today. And that's what I loved about his game, and I swore I smelled a goal from him. And not only did he score one, but he scored two. I couldn't be any more happier for Alejandro Garnacho. And if there's one thing that we learned, Garnacho on the right, all day, every day, all day, every single mother flipping day, Alejandro Garnacho on the right. His combination play alongside Bruno Fernandes, it might be a little bit suspect, but we have to try Garnacho on the right and Marcus Rashford on the left. Before I talk about Rasmus, let's talk about Marcus Rashford, because Marcus Rashford has been at the forefront of extreme scrutiny. But today he came on and he worked his absolute socks off. He got stuck in defensively, always being available for Diogo Dalot, who I knew was going to need help, considering the fact that he's playing in an uncomfortable role on the left-hand side as a right back. You knew that Marcus Rashford was going to have to be stuck in and get involved as much as possible, on both ends of the pitch. And Marcus got stuck in. And his assists, he honestly should have had 2-3 assists, honestly. He had such a great, productive game, and that's my point precisely. It's about the simplicity of the game. You grow in confidence the more you do the simple things right. And Marcus wasn't trying too many crazy things. He might have tried one or two dribbles on the other end, on the final third. But overall, his game was simple. And that's what I loved from Marcus today. You want those kinds of things to help grow your confidence again and be ready to spark. I don't mind wingers and I don't mind attackers trying crazy things, because that's what they're there to do. They're meant to try and, explode and catch opposition with unpredictability. But right now, it was not the time. And Marcus Rashford understood that from my perspective, from what I can see. And for him to be able to keep things simple, provide those assists, provide those crosses, I couldn't have been any more proud of Marcus Rashford today. He looked like he picked up a bit of a knock at the end. I hope he's okay, because he needs to get back into this side. That front three is cemented. Marcus Rashford down the left, Alejandro Garnacho down the right, and Rasmus Højlund down the middle. Before I talk about Rasmus, let's talk about everybody else. Bruno Fernandes, he might have shown anger and whatnot. And you guys know I'm not a big fan of Bruno Fernandes when he gets a little petulant. But today, he had every single right to be angry. Every time he deserved a little bit more from the referee. He just completely overlooked Bruno, and he looked absolutely furious. And I felt every single ounce of that emotion from Bruno, that anger. But you could tell Bruno was running with conviction today. You can clearly tell that he wasn't trying to overcomplicate the game. And that's what I love from Bruno's game today. His leadership, his ability to try and control the game in terms of not overcomplicating things. It's the simple things. Let me give a quick little shout out to Kobbie Mainoo, because Kobbie Mainoo and Christian Eriksen, let me give a quick little shout out to both Kobbie Mainoo and Christian Eriksen, because they were absolutely phenomenal. I think this starting lineup right now, it's set. It's set. This has to be the best 11 right now. Until Casemiro returns and gains full fitness, until Mason Mount gains full fitness, this has to be the best 11 on the pitch for Manchester United. The way Kobbie Mainoo and Christian Eriksen dictated the tempo. I said this prior to the match. I said the decision with Kobbie Mainoo and Christian Eriksen, I like, because Christian Eriksen might not have the pace, might not have the strength. He might not even have over 70 minutes under his belt. But he has the quality and the composure and the class. The calmness required to play in a holding role. And what Christian Eriksen couldn't provide, Kobe Mino mended it. The lack in physical ability, the pace, and all the other attributes, Kobe Mino filled those gaps up for Christian Eriksen, and they perfectly matched together. That balance was so good. This might get found out against much tougher oppositions who have a little bit more of the quality on every element as a footballer. But right now, this is the best holding midfield too. I don't want to see Scott McTominay on that pitch when it comes to trying to play in a 6. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm not trying to go against you. I'm just criticizing your game of play as a midfielder, especially in the 6. You need to show the calmness, and he doesn't show that. For me, Kobe Mino and Christian Eriksen does. Our back four, phenomenal today. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I tell y'all all the time, that's my favorite player. Him and Kobe Mino and Rasmus are my guys this season. And honestly, Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a phenomenal game. Same for Diogo. The lapse in concentration for the first 2 goals might have been a bit suspect from the likes of Varane and Johnny Evans. But apart from that, they really had a great game. And I couldn't be any more happier from every single one of Manchester United's players today. I said the word simple, simple, simple. It's about simplicity. And it's about consistency. Let's keep things simple and let's keep things consistent. It's about the building blocks. Little at a time, small steps to try and salvage this season. We can do it. You can see the quality is there. It's just that one little thing that's missing. The minor details that need to be mended. Manchester United today, I couldn't be any more proud of you. I couldn't be any more proud of you. And Rasmus Højlund, I think I already spoke about him so much, but this is my guy. Back him. Support him. He deserves all of the love. Rasmus Højlund deserves all of the love. He's been working so hard. He's been getting roasted. He's been getting trolled. Everybody was hoping on a miracle or whatever it was. He didn't need that because he was working hard. He's doing the productive things. He's doing the right things on the pitch. The goals were going to come if the players around him were going to help and contribute. And they all contributed today. It's a team effort. And I couldn't be any more happier for Rasmus scoring that goal today. I honestly would have cried if I had any more emotional energy left in my system. My man of the match, honestly, is a toss-up between so many players, but for me, it's either Garnacho or Rasmus Højlund. But as much as I love Garnacho and what he did today, I'm going to give it to my guy. I have an absolute bias, as you can already tell, to Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus, congratulations. We'll keep backing you. Garnacho, great job. Rashi, keep it up. Every single one of y'all, we couldn't be any more proud. Just keep that going. That's it for me for today, guys. I'm sorry, I might have rambled on a little too much there. But if you guys enjoyed watching this video and you have not yet subscribed to the United View, please consider subscribing. Hit that button below. And if you guys want to hear a little bit more about what I have to say, come check me out on my channel. The links are all down below. That's it for me for today, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you real soon. Be happy, be healthy, take care of your loved ones. I'm out. Peace.